In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Steal a Thing game on Roblox. This will let you create your very own Steal a Thing, Steal a Brainrot inspired game. Okay, so we're going to start by inserting the model from the toolbox. Link in description. Then we're going to ungroup all of these models in their correct category, like so. Then we can delete this folder. Just make sure you read these two first. Next, we want to go to Game Settings, Security, and then enable HTTP requests, as well as Studio access to API services. That's all you need, so then press save. Now, to set up our game, we want to start by going into the workspace, and then you'll see we've got the bases here. So let's start by going to base 1. So first thing first, we have these slots. Slot 1, slot 2. Now you can duplicate these to make as many slots as you want, like this, and then just rename that to slot 3. Then inside of it, you got configuration. Then inside of that, you got rebirth. This is the only value you want to worry about. Then just set this to whatever rebirth you need to unlock this slot. So like you might want this 0, 0, and that 1. But just for the sake of this video, I have 2 slots, with this one being rebirth 0, and this one being rebirth 1. So yeah, next we have got our floors folder. So I've got 2 floors right now. They're not like physical floors. You can make them physical floors, but this is just for the video. So you'll see I've got the part here acting like it is the floor. But yes, if you really wanted to, you could create a wall, and then roof, and then put that all in floor 1, and then in floor 2 do the exact same thing. And then when you have unlocked floor 2, that will become visible. Anyway, let's go on to floor 1 here, and you'll see we first have a hitbox. Now, the thing about this hitbox, it needs to be sized to like all of the slots inside of this floor. But just make sure when you add a slot inside of this, like in here, and it is inside of this hitbox, the slot needs to have the same rebirth or a smaller rebirth amount than this floor has in the rebirths module, but we'll get to that later. Next, we have got the part. Now this just acts as our floor like indicator. So obviously you can scale this, you can make it a model, you can make a full floor, walls and roof. And then next we have our doors. So this is just going to be all the doors for this floor. So this has only got 1 door here. And then we've got the exact same for floor 2. Instead we've got all this side and then the 1 door there. Obviously you can have multiple slots per floor like I just said. So you can duplicate this as much as you want as well, just make sure you rename it. Next, we have to duplicate our bases. So you can duplicate your base as many times as you want, and then just rename it to next in line, but I'm going to just keep it at 2 bases for this video. Next, we want to delete this spawn location. It won't really break the game, but it's probably better without it. Next, you see we've got this folder called events. Now right now there's only one event I have added in the game, which is more of a template event. So you'll see you can make, if you want more events, you just duplicate this, name it to your event, and then just change this to whatever you want. So you can delete that, put whatever you want in there, and then make sure you keep all of these, and call that machine, and call this wheel, and make sure you keep all of these. The wheel you don't have to change at all every time you duplicate it. You only just want to change like the actual physical display thing. And then these parts will automatically add with all the names. But then to do that, you can't just duplicate it here. You actually need to set up the modules. So starting off with replicated storage in configuration modules, we have all of these modules here. First thing first, we've got events. So you see here is the night event. And then going through it, we've got the cooldown. So that means every 60 seconds, there will be a 50% chance of the event spawning for 60 seconds. So that is basically what these three means. Then you got the machine. So this requires a human, a gold human, 5 gold humans. So if you put 5 gold humans into this machine here, it will automatically start the event, but then it also automatically starts it with this. Or you can pay to start the event with that product there. Next, you've got the wheel. So here is the prizes. So you can add as many of these as you want by going like that and then changing this to whatever the thing is called. If you don't want any mutation, you just go default because that's the normal mutation. And then that is the chance for the wheel to land on this prize. Then we've got money. Same thing goes. So there's 1,000. Let's make this like 10,000. Then the chance 50. Now you want these all to add up to 100, or at least be less than 100, because basically since these have some extra, since it was 8 segments in the wheel, it will just automatically fill the rest of them up with nothing values. Then we've got the product to pay to spin the wheel. You also get a free wheel spin every time the event starts automatically or manually. Then we've got the start and stop functions. Now edit this to whatever you want. Just for this night event, I've made it change the clock time to either night or day. Then to obviously add a new event, you just copy this, add a comma, 2 enters, paste, and then change the name and everything else inside of it. Okay, we'll delete that. Then we'll close out of here. Next, we have got mutations. So these are the mutations the thing can spawn with. Make sure these add up to 100. The default value needs to always be here. Then we've got these event values. So obviously for the night, that is a mutation, event mutation. So we set that to true. And then the chance for the night just means there's a 10% chance for a thing to spawn with night every time. The multiply is the amount, so like if there's a thing with $5 per second, 5 money per second, this multiplier would times that by 2, so we'll have 10 money per second. Then the index multiplier means once you collect all of the night things in the game, you'll get a 1.5 base multiplier, which will be shown here. Then you've got the color, so this is just 18, 18, 21. Then we've got the normal events. Now make sure these normal events add up to 180 and event is false. Normal mutations. So once again, it's exactly the same, just the chance is about each other. It's not about over 100. These just have a normal balanced chance. Usually you want them to add to 100 because it just makes it a bit easier. But yeah, you can change these to whatever you want. And then just like before, to add more mutations, you do that. Or to add more event mutations, you just copy this one, add a comma, like that. And then change the name and everything inside of it. Next, we need to go into rarities here. And you'll see we've got all the rarities of the things in game. So there's an 80% chance for a common to spawn, 20% for a rare to spawn. Then we've got the color, green, white, 2550, 2550. And then if there is a chat announcement in chat, so you know how in Still a Brainrot it might say a secret has spawned. Same thing here. Now we'll skip ahead into our actual things module. So these are the things in game. Starting off with the rate, that means every 1 second a thing will spawn at the speed of 8. So a normal player speed is 16, so they're double as fast as things. Then the steal speed, that's how slow this player will go when they are stealing a thing. And then we've got the actual things. So I've just made 2 template things here. One of them has a humanoid, the other one does not. I'll show you how you create them later, but in this module part, I'll quickly show you now. So you'll just copy this, comma, enter, paste, and then rename this to whatever you want. Let's just call this thing 1. So starting with the rarity, this is what the rarity is. Now make sure you don't write a rarity here that is not in this module, and vice versa, so don't add a rarity here that is not used as a thing. And then we've got the price, so it costs 500 money per second, 10, so you get 10 money per second. The icon, this is the icon that will show in the index. We've got the idle animation. This is the animation that will play when they're at your base as well as when they're being carried. Got the walk animation, the animation they'll play when they're walking between waypoints. And then the carry animation, the animation the player will play when they are carrying a thing. So with this animation, it's just the arms holding it up, but you can change it to whatever you want. Then we've got the sound. Now you just put a sound ID in like this, and then that is basically what will play when the thing is purchased. So yeah, we'll just delete this extra one. Also, just quickly, I forgot to say, but you've got these waypoints here. Now you can duplicate these to as many waypoints as you like. You can even move them like in the direction. So like if I move this up here and then quickly show orientational indicator and on this one, and then if I rotate this one 90, you'll see it's facing that way and that's facing that way. So then the thing will walk like that to that. Just make sure you rename this to waypoint 3 or whatever's next in order. Just keep it with the 2 for this video. But yeah, just want to let you know that you can change it as much as you want. Anyway, next back into the modules here. We want to go into the rebirth module. Now, like I was talking about before, this is about the floors. So starting off, this is rebirth 1. So you'll be able to rebirth with that. Rebirth 1. Then basically what it unlocks is a multiplier of 0.5. Now that's a base multiplier, so everything gets multiplied by 0.5. The money it gives you after you rebirth. The time you get extra on the lock. Now these are all blank, but don't worry, they do exist. They just get added in when the game starts. I'll show you that after. And then we've got the floor. So this is the floor we are unlocking, which is floor 2. So yeah, you see that requires rebirth 1. So make sure everything inside of the floor 2 hitbox is either rebirth 1 or less, but not if there's another floor closer. So that's why I've only got the 0 and 1 here, but then you can obviously change it to whatever you want. Now if you don't want a floor, just remove that comma. Same goes with anything else in here. Then we've got the requirements. You need 1 million and you need a thing. Now to add more rebirths, you just add a comma, 2 enters, paste, change this to whatever the amount is, let's say 3. Then maybe this will be floor 3 and then might give you a 1 multiplier. Then obviously if you do a floor 3, then you need to create a floor 3 in the floors folder that we were talking about before. Then close out of this. Next we have got these tools here. So these are just the tools in the game. So starting off with settings, we've got the description. That's basically what it's going to show when you hover over it, as well as in the shop. The icon, what it shows in there as well as in the shop. Got the price. This is free because it's a starter item, so this means you automatically get it every game. So it's free, it doesn't take any rebirths. But unlike this, it actually costs money, and you also need rebirth 1 to unlock it. And then starters false, price 250. Next, the activation animation. Now you will have to change this because Roblox won't let me share my animation, but this is basically the animation that plays when you click. And then this animation, this is the activation sound. So this is the sound that will play when you click as well. So this is the power. These are just some default things I gave for you. So you can set this to 0 if you don't want it to have any knockback, 10 if you want some, and then the more you increase this, the more it will fling the player when you hit them. Then you got return stolen thing. So this is whether when you hit them with it, it gives the thing back or not. Then we got the cooldowns, so you see 1, 0. So that's basically how long you have to wait after activating it every time. So we'll close out of that now. Next, go back down here and into server lock. So this is the server lock that you can purchase at this Roblox shop here. So to add more, you just copy it. Let's say we want it like still a Brainrot where it goes 2, then 4. Do 4 there. Say it lasts for, 2 minutes this time. And then the price is, let's say it's like 200 Robux. And then the product ID for 200 Robux will be there. So yeah, just delete that. Next, we'll go into server storage, then into configuration. Also here is where you add your things. and your tools. So starting off with things, you'll see we've got all the mutations here. So default gold knight, default gold knight. Then in each of them, we have got the rarities. So common, rare, all of that in each of them. Then we've got the thing in each. So there's the thing for common and the human for rare. Thing for common, human for rare. Thing for common, human for rare. So this basically just lets you add whatever you want for each mutation thing. So you'll see here I've changed the color, and then I've also added a particle effect in each of them. Next we've got the tools. So we've got all the tools here. Bat, slap that I showed you for just before. So yeah, they're just empty tools, there's nothing in it because it's all automatically scripted through that module. Next, we'll go into the actual configuration modules. Starting off, we'll go into traits. So these are developer traits, so these can only start by an admin, like in Still Brainrot. So you'll see here, I've just got one template one here, which is called Foggy. So 50% chance of a thing to spawn with it. So when the event has been started by admin commands, I'll show you that later, there's a 50% chance that everything will spawn with this trait. 2.5 multiplier applies into that thing. Icon, this is like that little, so this is a cloud icon, so that's what will show above their head. Start, stop, same as event. I've just set the atmosphere density to 0.4, 0.3, which just makes it look a bit foggy. And then this is just code for this. And then obviously to add more, you can add a comma to enters, change all the stuff, or you can change this one obviously, like all the others, and then remove this if you don't want foggy event or something else. Next, we will go into guaranteed rarities. So right now I've only got rare amount 2 times 60 seconds. So this is basically what will show up here. And it'll be like a rare thing, 2 rare things will spawn in 60 seconds, 59, 58. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. So the amount of them is 2, the time is 60 between them. Rare. Next we have got the commands. Now this is where you want to add your user ID in. So let's say your user ID is 1, which is Roblox obviously, and then you want admin commands for your friend, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, then you go like that. And now this is the prefix, so change this whatever you want. I know some people use commands with an exclamation mark, I prefer slash, so I'm going to leave it like that. Next we have got the asset IDs. Now this is just the developer product ID for unlocking a base, so you just put that there. Now in sound servers sounds, we have got all the sounds in the game. So this is the close sound for when you close a UI, the open sound for when you open a UI, the select sound for when you hover over a UI, and then the collect sound for when you touch this collect point. Now obviously there's still the thing sounds and the tool sounds, but that's in their own modules. And yeah, that's pretty much it for setting up this entire game. So let's go ahead and give it a test. So we're in, and you'll see you just got that chat notification for a human that would have spawned there. See, there's one right there. So there's a lot in this game to go through. Let's start off with thing spawning. So you see they'll just spawn with all their chances. Then we've got the 2 guaranteed rares in 36 seconds, so it was 60, but it's counting down. We've got the 1k starter cash, friend boost amount, the leaderboards, so money. I've only got me on this leaderboard right now because I'm the only player that has played this game with my 1k starter cash. Then we've got the 2 shops. So if you press E, it'll open up. There's also like the animation there, I forgot to say, but in workspace, shops, you've got the configuration with the animation ID as well as the NPC, so you can change this to whatever you want, and then just make sure you select the value as them, and then there's the idle animation that they play. So you see they're just playing the classic Roblox one. So you open it, we've got the shop, so there's a slap for rebirth 1. I'll buy this a bit later to show you. We'll just get off that real quick. Roblox shop, here's the server lock, so like I showed, you can buy this and then I'll give it 2x server lock, and then if you buy it again, you can't right now if you buy it again, it'll just add more time. But if you had like a if you had a server lock 4, then it'll switch to server lock 4 like it does in Brainrot, and then the price is shown there. Next thing, we've got the events. So here is the thing where if you bring 5 gold things to this collect zone, so if you steal it out of people's bases, walk to here and then touch it, that counter will go up, and when there's 5 it will manually start the night event, which it just automatically started. Like I showed you, it also automatically starts with those 60-second cooldown, 50-second chance, and 60-second runtime, which you see it's doing now. Now when an event starts, it will give you a free spin on the wheel, so we use that now. We'll see if we get anything good. Oh, we got nothing. Then you can also purchase a spin. Little bit of Robux you might earn from this. Well, we got 1k, and then same for the human. So you see how it's automatically filled out all the empty spaces you did not do, but obviously you can fill up this wheel if you want. I kind of recommend you do that. Next, we have got the bases. So here's an empty base here. Also, I forgot to say as well, but these here, all these parts that are half invisible and you can walk through, you want to make them fully invisible. I've just made them half invisible so that you can see them when setting up your game, and then just make them. So you'll see, since I have rebirth 0, I only have floor 1, because this would obviously be invisible as it's a the 0.5 part. So with this, so will all of this. And then you'll see you've got the slot here, no slot there because I don't unlock that. Same with that floor thing there. Friends allowed, toggle, just normal. You've got the lock. This is the spawn, the multiplier, the doors. So to other players, there will be a proximity point that allows you to purchase, unlock the base. So let's go ahead and buy a thing now. Maybe we'll buy a mutated one as well if we can. Oh, there's a night one. Oh, not enough room. Yeah, that's right. As well as the lock. So 6 seconds, 1 minute. So we've got the collect, that will play the sound when you go on it. And then you have to be inside of the base hitbox, the floor hitbox, to actually steal it or sell it. Now that the event has ended, let's show you that you can purchase, start event. And once again, they'll give you a free thing. So we give that a spin, see if we get anything. 1k. What is next? Next we have the index. So you will see that that was a night thing. Oh, let's go get it again, I guess. Let's go like buy a thing. And then basically you unlock them in your index. So when that comes, it adds it to my index. Now if I complete all of one of the mutation index, I'll get that index multiplied. Then there's a little counter down here, so 1.5 for this, and that will just add it onto that base. Then we've got rebirths. So here's the unlock. So we get floor 2, an extra slot, which is that slot. The slap we can buy in the shop there. We get 5k money and a 0.5 plus 0.5 multiplier, as well as 10 seconds lockdown. Now to get that, we need 1 million and a thing. So you see we've got the default thing here. We just need 1 million. So I'll quickly go give me that now so you can have a look. So I've just gave myself 1 million, and now I can rebirth. And you'll see it say max because we only have that one rebirth. And then you'll see I've got floor 2, the extra slot. And then if I press lock, you'll see there's a lock door as well. So yeah. Now obviously stealing works just like in Brainrot. I just can't show you because I'm only one player. Now if you're wondering how I gave myself that 1 mil, we're moving on to commands. So I'm using slash as my prefix. It depends what you set in the module. Then you go slash. Let's start with thing actually. So slash thing, the amount. So let's say we want 3. The mutation, let's say we want gold, and then what the thing is. So human. Now this is not sensitive about capitals, so you can change it to like whatever you want. Just if your thing has spaces, make sure you use this. So it'll be like human 1, you know, and then you close it. Same goes if your mutations have spaces. You want to put it in the commas. Anyway, we don't need that because it's just basic human. And it did not work. Why is that? Because we have traits as well. So see if I do slash trait foggy true, it'll go a bit foggy if you saw that, and see now there's things spawning with foggy. It is a 50% chance, which is pretty high. That's why the majority of them is it. Then to turn it off, slash trait foggy false. Anyway, back to the commands. Let me show you how you make them work. So thing amount 3. Now before we do our mutation, these will be the traits. So if you don't want any traits, just do brackets. But if you do want traits, and you do brackets, let's say foggy, and then another brackets. But just for this, I'll just do, you know what? Let's do foggy. And then once again, you can use the inverted commas if your thing has spaces, but it's just foggy. And then if you want to have multiple traits, you add a comma after this, and then the next name of the trait. Then you got mutation, gold, the thing, human. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. So yep. Next is announcements. So you go slash announcements. Let's make it say like hello. And then you've also got the variable changing. So if we do leader stat, then the username, which is aGoldenMilk. And then we go whatever it is. So there's 3 options. One is money, the other one is rebirths, and the last one is steals. So I'll just show you one of them because it's pretty self-explanatory. Money, then the amount. Let's give myself like 100k. So yeah, you see live updates even if they're in a different game, as well as changing the data store. So when that updates every 60 seconds, it will show the amount. Friend boost, obviously it goes up when friends join the game. Then we've got the server lock, like I showed, but then also that's also a command. So slash server lock 4, let's go, 2. So that will just give us server lock for 2, as you can see. Now since these are commands, you can also make a custom amount. Like if I went like that, it would give a slash server lock 2 for that amount. Yeah, so make sure you say the amount there. And now you'll see it says like 70 minutes. Same goes for event. So slash event night. If you do that, it will just like add the normal 60 seconds. But if you do slash event night, then a random amount, it will add like all the extra time you add there. Spin that real quick, see if we get a human. Nope. And yeah, with all of that, I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, thank you so much if you made it here to the end of the video. Please subscribe if you're new, like the video if you haven't already, share the video with all your friends, join my Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video.